this recording yet? I forgot what I'm doing. Everybody, and welcome back to Knit Sense. My name is Jan, and you can find me. My hair is absolutely ridiculous at Jan Ellen RN on Ravelry and on Instagram. I hope you will follow me there, right there, right there. I'd like to welcome any new subscribers and new viewers. I hope you enjoy this podcast, or well, this conglomeration. Let's put it that way. I don't even call it a podcast because I'm usually like not all here, not all there either. Anyway, so what has everybody been up to? I hope you will tell me in the comment section below how you have all been keeping busy. I hope everybody has been staying safe and healthy. I know this has been a hard winter. It really has. Not so horrible up here in the Northeast in New York, but we've had a lot of snow, but we didn't get the ice storms and all of that stuff, so we're lucky. It's been colder than it has been the past few years, but I love that, so for me that's great. But I know in the Midwest and in the South they have had some really difficult weather, so I hope everybody is surviving it and doing really well and looking forward to spring. So what have I been up to? Not everything I should, not as much as I should. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So I've had all these hours and hours and hours and hours to knit, and have I done that? No. I have been knitting. I really have. I hope I wrote everything I've been knitting down with me, but you would think that I would like have more to show for it, and I don't. But that's okay, because it's been keeping me busy. And I hope it's been keeping you busy too. And what I would love is if you would put in the comment section below, comment on what you've been working on and what projects you are working on or you have finished. That would be great. I'd love to see it. So, what have I been up to? Let's take a look, shall we? Back in the fall, I went to Laura Nelkin's virtual Mythaca, whatever you call it, retreat. It was all virtual this year, and I hadn't been able to go in person when she's had it in person the past few years, so it was kind of like nice to kind of stick my feet in and get the feel of it from home, which was great. So what she does is she has an annual retreat in Ithaca, which is near her hometown in upstate New York, near the Finger Lakes. And I'm just going through my, whoops, I think I just pulled everything off the needle. Well, we're off. We're off to the right foot, right? Okay. Anyway, she includes a kit for a project that is exclusive, I think, for a year. Don't quote me, but I think it's exclusive for a year to people going to the retreat. And this year the shawl was called Mythaca. So I should be finished by now. Let me just put it that way. I should have been done with it, but I'm actually really enjoyed knitting on this one. So I will insert a picture of the finished shawl right here. And this is where I've gotten. So Laura has broken the pattern down into lakes, the lake section, which is this section right here. And as you can see, I love this. This was gorgeous. It was super easy to knit once you get the hang, if you know how to slide up. These are pre-strung beads here. Let's see if I can hold it closer so you can see. And they form the lakes. And here's the end of the lake where the water pools. So I finished the lake section, and then it goes into what she calls the rocks section, which is done in brioche. She did include in the pattern if you didn't want to do the brioche, you could do it in like a garter stitch pattern, I think it was. So I chose to jump in with the brioche section, which you can see, I hope, is beaded. And I did each one of these rock sections in the same color, in a different color, but the same. So each section is all the same color beads. Gosh, I hope that's showing up there. Here we go. I think that's good. And each one is a different, I think there were like six different beads, so I alternated colors. Anyway, and now I'm into the cloud section, which is, and you can see from the picture, is all lace. So that's what I'm up to now. I think I've just started the lace and I'm just on a setup row. But the yarns that she used here are really, really interesting. They're very sheepy. Does that make sense? They're not like the soft merino yarns. These are more of a, I would say like a workhorse yarn. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say here. Let me get the card. Okay, here we go. I can tell you what the yarns were. The natural color here, this is undeniably loopy. That's the dyer, is undeniably loopy Finger Lakes yarn. And this is a 65% Suffolk and a Suffolk Texel wool, 15% Horn Dorset cross-colored wool, and 15% nylon. She purchased all. So unfortunately, you can't get this exact yarn anywhere, but I think any fingering yarn in natural, in like a sheepy type wool, like a Jameson, that kind of thing would work just great. And the contrast colors are both Jill Draper Make Stuff. The contrast color one was, oh, they're both Jill Draper Make Stuff Ellsworth, which is 100% Dorset wool. If you don't know, Jill Draper Make Stuff is also located up near Laura, I think. I don't know if she's in the Finger Lakes region, but she is located in upstate New York, and she specializes in dyeing locally grown, locally sourced wools, and they're very, I don't even know what word I'm searching for here, but these were the two contrast colors. And together, I don't know, I just really have been enjoying knitting this. And the fun thing that we did was we had a stitch marker swap, because you needed to place stitch markers to separate out each one of these brioche sections. So you needed about 20 stitch markers on here, and I have to say they helped a lot, especially when you made a lot of mistakes like I did. Anyway, so we did a stitch marker swap. Got that right? With we were matched with other people in the retreat, and my swap mate made me these absolutely beautiful stitch markers, which I am going to hold up and hope this camera will focus on. I hope you can focus, focus, focus. There we go. I thought these were absolutely beautiful, and they're my favorite kind of marker because they have that thin wire on the top, so it doesn't take up room on the needle. I'm not sure. When you use like big, come on, focus, focus camera, focus, focus, there we go. When you use those thicker ring type things, I find that it almost leaves gaps in your knitting, and I don't like that. I really prefer either the very thin metal ones or wire stitch markers. And if you haven't seen and you want to make your own stitch markers with wire or even with jump rings, I do have a video tutorial that I did a while back on making stitch markers, and I will put a card up. It's going to be up here somewhere on how to make your own stitch markers, and that's how I did them for my swap mate and made them to send off to my swap mates. So anyway, moving along, this is Mythaca, and that I have actually been working on, not as much as I should, but I've made progress, and I'm actually on the last lace section. Okay, let's get that out of the way. the other thing I have been really working on is I joined Susan from Desert Vista Dyeworks every year for the past, I think this is the 7th annual Desert Vista Dyeworks Sock Club. You don't have to buy anything. Well, you have to use Desert Vista Dyeworks yarn, but it's not like a club in that you get, you know, you have to buy every month or whatever. And if you happen to have Susan's Desert Vista Dyeworks, if you have their yarn stashed somewhere, this is a great way to use it up. But what you do is you knit a pair of socks every month in any one of her colorways and bases, yarns, whatever. And for the first 3 months, if you go January, February, March, you get, when you completed March, you get a 30% off discount. When you complete, I have to look, I'm not even sure, but when you complete 6 months, I think you get a free skein of yarn. I know you get another 30% off, something like that. And if you do all 12 months, Susan does an exclusive colorway at the end of the year that you get the following year, just for people who have done all 12 months. So I actually finished my February pair, which I will show you in a minute. Last night. I have to block them. They are actually a gift from my mom. But I will show you the yarn when I get into showing off stuff. So anyway, that's what I've been knitting on, is socks. So I've finished 2 pairs of socks, and I will cast on my third, my March pair, tomorrow. Or maybe after midnight tonight. That depends. However, I have one other thing that I have been working on. Hold on. I'm coming. Oh, gosh. I'm so out of practice. It's not funny. Okay. I started with my besties a sweater. Actually, it's a knit along that my local yarn store is doing, and this I don't know if she's done it this way before, but it's been really, really fun because every Monday, I think it's Monday, yeah, every Monday, she does a Zoom where everyone that is participating in the knit along can jump onto this Zoom and show the progress they've made, but also, like, if you're having any problems, people who have gotten further along in the sweater are helping each other out. It's been great. And if they do any modifications, they show you, they help you through it. So anyway, the sweater is called Kuffel, and I will insert a picture here. And I am knitting it in, what am I knitting it in? I am knitting it in Forge. Hudson & West Forge, that's the base. It is 70% merino and 30% Cordale. So again, it has that, I don't know, I can't even think of the word, but you know, that like sheepy kind of texture to it. Not like merino, like smooth. This has tooth to it. How's that? It has tooth to it. Okay. Anyway, I am using these 2 colors. Is it upside down? Upside down. I am using Dusk and Charcoal. Now, I think somebody else, or 1 or 2 other people, we're gonna have dog bark in a minute, 1 or 2 people are also using these colors, but all the other ones I've seen are using the Charcoal as the main color, and the Dusk, which is the sort of dusty pink shade, as the contrast color. Not yours truly. I had to go rogue, right? We all know that. So I am knitting mine. It's a top-down sweater. I am knitting mine out with the Dusk as the main color and the Charcoal as the contrast color. Okay, I can say words. Words are hard. Words are difficult. I'm having trouble with words. Okay, here we go. So there we go. This is, okay. This had a tubular cast on. You start at the neck. Now, I've done tubular casts on before with Andrea Mowry's Weekender. I think there was 1 other sweater. No problem. This one called for a provisional tubular cast on, which I had never done before. And I'm not real happy with it, I gotta say. And unfortunately, I didn't take out the provisional yarn until I was far enough down the sweater where there was just no way I'm ripping this sucker out. So here's what I'm talking about. When I did tubular cast on in the past, you can see it was definitely tubular. It went right over, it had this smooth, nice edge. This particular way to do a tubular cast on left these bumpy things. I'm not sure why or what they are, but you could see it's not as smooth. Maybe if I hold it back a little bit, you could just see where it, I don't know. It's not, I would definitely not use this method again. So if you're considering doing the pattern, go to Andrea Mowry's YouTube channel and use her tutorial, because that one came out perfectly. It's not difficult to do. It's just a little fiddly. I wouldn't even say fiddly. It's just a little more work. Okay, it's just a little more work. I would have rather just do a regular cast on than this, but whatever, it's done. So we got through the first pattern, and I got through, let me see if I can spread this out a little. I'm kind of crammed on the needles here. Through the arrow part of the second chart. So now it's a lot of short rows on this. This whole section here, the solid was all short rows, and now I'm coming to like another short row section, and then you do pattern chart C and then split for the sleeves. So that's where I'm up to with this. I'm up to the, I don't know, this is like the 4th or 5th short row section, but this is super simple. If you've never done a Colorworks sweater before, other than this cast on, which I would go rogue and I would do a regular tubular cast on. I would not do the provisional one, but this pattern, it's so much easier than it looks. This is just literally 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. You only have to be careful when you get near your end of round marker, because that's where, to avoid a jog, she works it into the pattern where you're either adding one more stitch or subtracting one more stitch. So you could see that this stripe is a little bit thinner than the other ones, and that's to avoid having that jog every time you come around. So going one way, one stripe is a little bit thicker because it has one extra stitch, and then when the stripe is going the other way, it has one less stitch. And as you can see, it takes the jog away. There is no jog there at all. It's visually, you really can't see anything. So this has been really, I've been enjoying knitting this. Other than that, cast on, never again. And had I taken, no, I thought you couldn't, I wasn't sure when you could take the provisional out, the provisional yarn out. Had I known that you could basically take it out anytime, I would have taken it out, seen this, and probably ripped it and gone on. But at this point, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So I'll live with it. I can't look down at my neck anyway when I'm wearing it, right? Okay. So that is what is on my needles. As far as what I have finished, here are my 2 Desert Vista Dyeworks socks. This was my January pair of socks. I think this was in the colorway Dark Chocolate Covered Cherries, something like that. I think it was Dark Chocolate Covered Cherries. And this is just a very basic, usually when I have self-striping, I don't get too much into the pattern. Maybe in Marches, I will try a pattern and see how it comes out with self-striping, but I usually just do a plain vanilla sock with my favorite twin stitch. This is the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. So my camera died. Anyway, I think I was explaining the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which is basically a short row heel. It's really comfortable on me. I like it because it fits me really, really well, and it's super easy. Once you learn how to do it, you don't even need to follow the pattern anymore. So yeah, so that's my basic sock method. These I did toe up, which is not the way I usually do it. I wanted to try something different, and I'm glad I used Judy's Magic Cast On because I'm going to need it for a project that's coming up. But that's my January socks. My February socks, I think this is the Desert Vista Dyeworks logo colorway. And I did these cuff down. I just finished these last night. These I did cuff, did I say that? I said it 4 times already, cuff down. God, I am so out of practice. It's really ridiculous. Anyway, same fish lips, kiss heel. Did my little toe here. These I made a little bit shorter because these are actually a gift from my mother. And tomorrow I will be casting on for my March colorway. Last night I went digging in my attic to find, I knew I had a lot of skeins of Susan's yarn of Desert Vista Dyeworks and I couldn't find them. So I had put everything in sealed tubbies and whatnot and put it up in the attic after the whole fire incident. And when I went up yesterday to find and dig through and find my yarn, I was, oh my God, I couldn't believe what was up there. What a mess. It was, I can't say it was a mess. It's just so much. Oh my God, it's down. Anyway, for my March colorway, I am using Somebody's Going to Rhinebeck because I am really hoping that this puts the vibe into the knitting atmosphere that maybe we'll have Rhinebeck this year in person. Anyway, so this is going to be my March colorway. This is on her Viso base. And I'm not sure. I'm thinking I might actually do a pattern sock with this. Maybe Hermione's Everyday Sock. I know I've done several socks in that. Never with the self-striping. Sounds like Melville is burning to the ground. Okay, I think it's gone now. But I might try it because I don't think it'll break up the stripes that much. I may give it a go, and if I don't like the way it looks, then I'll just take it out. But that is getting cast on tomorrow. And what else? I have 2 other projects on the horizon. One I think comes out March, somewhere in the beginning of March, and that is Isolde's Colorwork Club. Isolde Teague, she's a designer. I don't know if she's from Scotland or England, but at any rate, you all know who Isolde is. I got my shipment from her Colorwork Club a couple of days ago. It came with this bag, okay, and it came with 8 skeins of yarn. And what it is I'm gonna pull them all out, but what it is the patterns, you get 3 patterns with the club for 3 different accessories. I don't know whether it's a hat, gloves, mitts, something like that. I'm not sure what the accessories are. I don't think she tells you. They come out 1 pattern at a time. And she did on Saturday a webinar on color theory, color placement, which we all know that's not my thing. So I hope the patterns do tell you which colors, you give you a guide, like use these or go rogue, because we all know I'm not going to go rogue. Otherwise, she did give us some tips on how to choose which colors to put together. I got the watercolor palette, so I'm just going to show you. There's some bright colors in here, some more muted colors in here, some pastel-y colors, and it came with a set of 8 different skeins of Fennel Rauma. What do you call that? Rauma? I'll just show you before I butcher the name anymore. So you got 8 skeins in here, and from what I understood, she was saying you could use anywhere from 2, or if you're really brave, all 8 skeins in each project. Basically, the color choice is up to you, but like I said, I'm hoping that the pattern comes with directions on if you don't want to go rogue. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in trouble. So that's one project on the horizon. The other one, and I have to get something off the needles before I cast this on, and I really want to cast it on, is I have been a member of Laura Nelkin's N Club since it started as the M Club. And I know I've shown a lot of the projects that I've done, a lot of the kits that I've gotten over the years. So we just got the first one of 2021, and she did the reveal Friday, Saturday? I think it was Friday night. Yes, it was Friday night. And what it is called is, it is the Platy shawl. And it is actually named after a flatworm. And if you look at the picture, the full picture of the shawl, you'll see why she named it that, because that's exactly what it looks like. I will put a picture in here. The yarn that we're using is one of my favorites, and I haven't used this or knit with this in a long time. It's from Freya Hand Paints. This was a custom sized cake. I believe they come in either 400 something yards or over 1,000, like a mega ball. But Laura had worked with her and ended up getting a 645 yard cake. And you have the option, and if you look at the picture, you can see Laura started with the pink and then went to the green, but you have the option of starting with the green and then going to the pink. And at one point in the shawl, to get the contrast, you're actually going to be knitting from the inside and the outside so that you'll have that nice contrast. I will be starting with the pink, mostly because Laura said that the beads that we got in the kit, and you can see there are 2 beads, A beads and B beads. These shiny beads, these are for the bind off. These beads are placed in the platy stitch. And she had said that if you start with the green and you place these, they'll essentially be getting placed on the pink part of the yarn, and they may not pop as much. And I didn't want to deal with that or go looking for yarn for other beads to knit with. Focus. Okay. So I'm going to be starting with the pink, and actually I kind of like that muted tone better, but I love both colors. So, and a big stretch of it is this kind of natural in here, which I also love, and you get that going with either color. But I'm going to start with the pink. And the other thing that was in here, and I was looking at it going, I think that's what it is, but it doesn't look like it, is these big green beads here, or what looked like beads. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope we're not going to be knitting those in, because that's not going to look like fun. They're not. That's not what they are. They are, she uses them as point protectors, but what they are is from this company called Tesla Baby. And what they are is they're, I don't know if it's, there we go. These are the beads that they use on teething necklaces or teething rings that you would give a baby. I don't know that I would give a baby a necklace, but you put them on like a round thing, and that's what these are. They're teething, and they also, teething rings or teething blocks, let's call them that, teething blocks. But they work great as point protectors. So she included that, and we also got this beautiful metal tray with this really nice, and if you look at it, you can see it picks up beautifully the colors of the yarn. And these are catch-all trays, but they're wonderful for beading. If you do any kind of beading work, I've collected a lot of these little trays to put the beads in, to put on the yarn, or to leave them in the dish so that when you're beading as you go, you have them all ready to go. So that came in there. And then these, which I thought was, I have to try these. I don't know if they contain gelatin. I'm not sure, but these are called Smashmallows. And in the kits, in all of her kits, the Lola's Choice kit, the N Club kit, any kit you basically get from Laura, she always includes some kind of edible treat in there as well. So that is my only other project on the horizon. Not that I don't have a gazillion kits and whatnot after going through that attic yesterday. Yeah, that was an eye-opener. Not that it's gonna stop me at all or slow down. That hurt. Okay, so that's all of my knitting stuff, what's been kind of keeping me busy in the past month or so. And that's what I have on the horizon. That's sort of my stash enhancement future project list. So let's just for a moment go into some fragrance stuff, because this month really impressed me a lot. If you don't know, I am a Scentsy consultant. I try to keep those in separate videos, but I'm gonna actually just throw it in the end of this one because I really just wanna talk about the fragrance for March. This will be available starting tomorrow. And it is the scent and warmer of the month for the month of March. And here is the flyer. Okay, I'm going to show you. I did not get the warmer of the month because if I get any more, I mean, they're literally, they're all over the house and falling out all over the place. So I try to just pick and choose. But this one, now that I see it, is absolutely adorable. I'm kind of almost sorry I didn't get it. I might actually end up getting it and adding it on to my collection. It's called Birds of a Feather. Let's see if I can show. I don't know if the camera will pick it up since it's on a white background. I may insert a picture here. That shows it better. It's a roosting bird, nestles down as if warming its eggs while you warm your favorite fragrance. The white porcelain glows thanks to an LED light, highlighting the ornate details and ensuring more than just bird watchers will flock to this warmer. And again, once I saw it, I'm kind of like, oh, I should have gotten it. So I may actually end up adding it on. But anyway, so that's the warmer of the month, and the fragrance of the month is what I went nuts for. When I opened this box, I was like, oh my goodness. It's called Pink Sugarberry Mint, and I'm going to show you the bar. The new bars, I know I had gone into this once on a brick. I saw these imprints on it, and this is the new packaging. Let's see if I can get it to show up. So you can see each of these cubes in the bar is imprinted on the back with a little design, which I thought was cute. But oh my goodness, this smells amazing, especially for spring. This is just spring. Spring in a clamshell is what this is. So I'm going to read you the description. It is Pink Sugarberry Mint. Plum raspberry is delightfully dusted with sugar and the sweetest hint of peppermint. And it is in the bakery category of fragrances. And I kind of would say it could go either into the bakery or into the fruity. I think it could fit very well in either one. I would almost say I would lean toward the fruity scent, but I haven't warmed this one yet, so the jury's out on that one, but they do put it in the bakery category. The top notes are plum, raspberry, and strawberry, and that's definitely what you get initially when you smell it, is that berry fruity scent. Then the mid notes are peppermint, snowdrop, and peony, and I'm having a hard time smelling the peppermint. I guess there is a mintiness, I guess, to it. I think that's what I'm picking up as the cool note to it. So yeah, it's just very subtle. It's not an in-your-face mint. I think the mint just gives it a coolness to it. And then the base notes are sugar, coconut, vanilla, and fresh air accord, and it's definitely a fresh scent. So if these sound like notes or fragrances that you would enjoy, again, this is the March scent of the month and the March warmer of the month. They will be available starting tomorrow, March 1st, or today, depending on when I get the whole thing edited and get this video up. But anyway, it will be available throughout the month of March, and the prices are, the bars are on sale for $5.40. The room spray, which looks like this, I love these. These are great. They really hang around. They don't smell like room spray. They smell like the bar in a spray form. These are on sale for $7.20, and the scent circles, which you can hang in your closet, hang in your car, basically hang wherever you want that fresh air, those are on sale for $2.70. And let me just give you the price of the warmer. The Birds of a Feather warmer, again, I will show that one, is on sale for $45. Let me see if I can get these pictures up here so you can see a little bit of how you can use them. So that's all I have for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And remember to hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified of all future uploads. And leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'm really thinking about taking this a little bit more into a vlogging type of thing. So if there are things you'd like to see, recipes, cooking, give me some suggestions in the comment section below of what you'd like to see. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and knit with sense.